So this is how I'm gonna have my station set up. I will have 3 4x4s. I will have a lash bath brush. I will have my my tape. I will have my eye gels. I'll have tape already laid out. My 2 applicators for lash primer, and then my wand. Okay, so first I'm gonna go ahead and start by sanitizing my hands. So let me go ahead and do that, and then I will go ahead and put on gloves. Now just for COVID protocols. I don't think I've ever lashed with gloves yet, but we're gonna practice. So first I'm gonna start off by draping my client as soon as we get her settled into the bed. And as soon as I can put on this glove, okay, it's being difficult. All right, so she's settled in the bed, and I will go ahead and begin draping her, just so we don't get my oils on her forehead or vice versa. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start by grabbing my lash bath, and I'm gonna just use this. Usually I would have like a little cup. I'll probably do 1 or 2. And I'll go ahead and like that. Kind of do like an introductory while holding with my 2 fingers right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, in and out. And then just depending on how much makeup my client has, I will just continue until I see the makeup slowly come off, especially like waterproof mascara, things like that. So once I do that, I'll go ahead and put that down. I'll grab my one of my 4x4s, and I will let the client know. And I usually count to 3, and I use warm water just so I don't scare my client. So it'd be 1, 2, and 3, and then I just go ahead and press 1, 2, 3, in and out. And so usually I'll do it about 2 times, 2 to 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then if I can still see it dripping, then I will go ahead and push on this side just gently, but enough to squeeze out any excess water. So then I'll go ahead and do the same. I'll probably dispose of this 4x4. So once I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and start all over. Grab my lash bath. You know what? Let me see. So usually I do the other eye and then I blow dry. So I do it pretty fast. So 1, 2, but not rushing. No, I feel like I'm rushing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, in and out. 1, 2, 3, in, out. 1, 2, 3, in and out. Put that down. Grab the 4x4, and on the count of 3, and usually I have them kind of tilt towards me just so it kind of works its way over. 1, 2, and 3. And one more time. 1, 2, and 3. In and out. And then again, brush gently each side. And now I go ahead and get my fan, and I brush out her eyelashes. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh my goodness. It's a tight squeeze right here. And then I just make sure that they're comfortable, just in case like there is any burning. Usually they would let me know by now, but I just say, just if they're, I just ask them if they feel like they still have a lot of water in their eye, and usually they tell me no. I've never really had anyone tell me yes. So once I do that, and then I go ahead and just ensure that they're dry. So as soon as they're dry, then I will go ahead and begin to go ahead and, oh my goodness, I can't even think of the name now. To put the gels on her eye, just to kind of pin the bottom lashes down. So usually I'll take that. I'll have them look at me, so it's a lot easier, but they'll look at me, and then from there I go ahead and push from this way out just to have it kind of secure. And I don't like bubbles just because I know that I've had it, and it annoys me when I have bubbles. So once I get that on, go ahead and go to the other eye and look up at me. Okay, and then once I go ahead and do that, I will get any last ones, and usually there are a few just in the middle. I'll go ahead and do the X method. It's my favorite one. So I know, just depending on what kind of lashes, and if they want a lot of volume, then I'll go ahead and tape up here as well. But for now, we're just gonna do right here. I start at the corner of the eye, and then just kind of ensure that I get those last few lashes down, just so they're not stuck at the end of the service, because that's the worst, and I know it hurts, so we will not do that. It's actually a lot harder with gloves, but I don't know what's really protecting me, especially being this close to their face. Just my mask, but then again. All right, so we got the X method down, and now usually is when I prime. So I like to do primer after I have these, just so it's priming, and then I dry it, and then we are ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and add some primer. And this is just if I really, really, really want retention, which I love them having retention, but there's some glues that I have used where I didn't need the primer, so. then from there, I go ahead and fan it, making sure that their eyes stay closed, because sometimes I know that primers can burn their eyes just depending on their sensitivity. So usually brush it and just ensure that it is dry. And then from here, I go ahead and start the application.